Alright. No, I'm gonna have to fuck with the colors. Give me a sec. Even on this TV and with this, you know, more capable capture card, the colors look weird. It's just the iPad. On is good, and also the press. Hello, Hammer. Give me a sec. Alright. I'm gonna fuck about it. Let's see, is it gonna be Hugh? Stop scrolling, give me a sec. See, the hue rating on this is actually quite different from the one on the previous capture card, which makes this a bit more difficult. Probably about there. That looks better. Can't do color shit. I don't know why it's only the iPad that just doesn't agree with any of this. It's just all the colors are always just weird. You should just have like a filter thing in OBS itself that does it instead of fucking with the capture card setting, so I'm gonna have to unfuck that later. Whatever. Alright, anyway, event. Yep, there we are. Oh yeah, so when last left off Polarized Light, its ending was actually like redone and completed in chapter 13. He's doing Kingdom Hearts 3 soon, TM. Well actually, I might be doing 3 again at some point, you know, hard mode shit. But what I am definitely doing is the ending for Melody of Memory. I need to do that. But also they've released the theater mode for the mobile game, so you can just see all the cutscenes without having to play it. So I have to stream sitting through that and seeing what the hell is up. Because the anniversary is in April 10th. So, you know, soon. So yeah, but yeah, that's on the cards. It's been on the cards for a bit, but you know, shenanigans, another taste. So yeah, actually, that's like very close to the iPad colors after all. So I guess the capture card is a bit more accurate. It's fussier about finding that sweet spot. But yeah, well, mostly Koima's a wee bit off. See, it does the blues and everything else fine, but then we get the her and something about like the red or pink there is a bit shinier. I can't into color. I don't understand this shit. Hello, my boy. Yep. I actually thought it was going to be out today, but I was wrong. It's out Friday. Which is good because if things go well and I do stream this all 3 days, I intend to stream it this week. We'll probably see the end of the event just before that comes out. I can't wait for the big piles of tweets that are like fucking, you know, it's like this tree, it looks like a PS1 tree, says person who was not born or around when the PS1 was a thing. A person whose first console was an Xbox One. Yeah. There's actually a detail I missed. I remember we did change base after all the shit went down. That was just before Easter, so now we're back in the original base. Yay. At the end of Polarized Light, and during chapter 13, while everything was going on, we managed to save a bunch of little Isomers, little human doll mixes of little cyborg girls. And M4 and M4 achieved singularity with an alien artifact and used it to essentially unmake herself, M16, and the Sanguis Fairy Mastermind, and disappeared into the Great Void beyond. And she's gone. We don't know where she is. I don't actually know what the plot of Dual Randomness is. Everything is up in the air. What we do know is that pretty much everything that's going on with these mad alien artifacts and the M4 and just all of the little cyborg people and girls, they are all recreations of a madman who's essentially the Patriots of Metal Gear at this point. Essentially all of this was driven over his insane grief over his sister dying, and M4 and all of them are basically just recreations, robotic recreations, and hyper advanced recreations of her brain. So essentially, like, robot clones and actual clones and digital clones, AI clones of all the one girl. Hence the singular. Shit went wild in Polarized Light and Chapter 13. Shit has gone insane. And also, Polarized Light was our entire forces got our absolute shit beat in because we fought, the Neo-Soviet Union's entire mechanized military division at once. And we won. But everyone is now being repaired because they all got fucking destroyed. Yep, we got several hundred braids to re-download in the bodies. Fortunately, we have our walking database. Oh wait, no, it's not. This is Helium. Annual top 5 game of play last year. Prestigious award. I would need to remember everything I did play last year. I'd have to dig out the list because it all blurs together. But I do know pretty much that Metroid Dread wins out entirely, just over everything else. Well, the stream before that, yeah. Technically, the last stream was a few seconds of me going, "Oh dear God, what is happening?" as Sonic Lost World collapsed inwards on itself and wouldn't run on my computer. I still haven't figured out why. Oh Jesus! I'm gonna guess you have a big crack across it now. Back to the mines, Kalina. Yeah, I would hope. What's the new phone? You're goddamn right we do. She's right. Oh, I see. So well. Phone beeping at me. OnePlus 6T. David had a OnePlus at some point, if I remember right. He was quite fond of it. We are so easily bullied by our tiny, screeching, money-obsessed adjutant. Yeah, imagine. Also, it's 9 years, after almost 9 years, phone screen's got a crack, but it's still working fine. That's fucking cosmic. The phones have chosen to end it for you. Advanced planned obsolescence. The phone just takes a dive after long enough. The question is how you're supplying these immense supplies because of the work we've done from this point, or is this because he's preparing us to do something else? We managed to free our boss from being falsely accused of treason against the Neo-Soviet Union. Into a retro gaming machine, got myself a clip for... Oh. I've heard, like, someone like an our friend I keep in on in the chat before, Jab. He's talked about it, he's done that with his phone as well. At some point I might look into that. It's that or... Well, the Valve deck is coming soon, the Steam Deck, whatever. So that's a thing. And there are like those little portable PCs. I forget what you call them. WinGDP, I think, something like that. Some of them are pretty decent, especially as emulator machines. I'm meaning to get myself a little thing like that just for giggles, but you know, that's at some point. Yeah, that's how it goes. Namely, GameCube games. Hey. Oh boy. We're opening with oh, there's Leo already. So this event, she's not. I guess she is. So this event is a bit odder than usual. Like it's remember it's something like story events are unlocked. Story scenes are unlocked by doing combat maps as usual, but the combat maps come in basically any order. One of those was Chibi-Robo, which I played and finished. Hey, well, Chibi-Robo is great. This is where you interject and say no. No, it's fine. I guess let's just take a stab. Oh boy. Mysterious rabbit hole. Actually, yeah, let's do it that way around. Architect deploy here. Hunter there. His dad thinks that game is great and charming as fuck. It really is. And then we never got either. I don't know how well the sequels are. Like I've heard some say they enjoy them, some say they're a bit eh. Except for the only one we ever got was like fucking the weird augmented reality 3DS one, and then the 3DS platformer. We never got the actual like DS sequels that try to be like a little sprawling thing like the first game. Nintendo just basically sent that series out to die. Oh Jesus. Survival mode. Before the operation ends, supplies we did it. Wait, what? Did I've walked into the ranking map. It just gave us the ranking map at the start? Oh, Jesus. That's new. They don't usually just hand you the ranking maps at the very start. Oh, boy. For a giggle, that's good. Like, so the trick of, what is it? Dual Randomness is that its ranking map is actually 3 individual maps. And the idea is your final ranking score is your scores across all 3 added together. Now, the thing that trips me is that I am allowed to use Sanguis units on this map. I think I remember hearing you were allowed to do that for one of the maps, or like for maps that have like a fixed max score, and this might be one of them. It could also be that for EM they decided just to say fuck it, and you can just unleash. Or you're like, if you know, if you have Sanguis units, good luck and Godspeed, you might just be able to bullshit everything. I could see them doing that, which wouldn't really be fair. Because you know you have to go crazy on like a separate thing, an actual gacha to get them. But here we are. Sanguis units are wild, yeah. Well, we'll see plenty of it during this, but basically, while they're not like completely immortal, they can tear apart enemy divisions that your T-Dolls straight up couldn't. Things that are meant to be like invincible death stacks that T-Dolls can't fight, Sanguis units can. And especially this one, and another one who hasn't been deployed yet. In fact, might as well roll her out now. Alchemist. These two in particular are monstrosities for killing stuff. Hunter here is a boss killer usually, like she's extremely good fighting one-on-one. Alchemist is essentially the game's greatest tank because she produces like shields for herself rapidly that are actually pretty strong, and every time her super goes off, she is invincible for the entire run of that super, and it will just animate through everyone else's attacks. And on top of that, they're both hideously powerful, and their backup units are my own Metal Gears, Mandicores. So, you know, shit's wild. I'm not a nosy. And granted, we'll probably find things in here that will tear them apart, and there are some things they aren't well suited against the T-Dolls actually are. For example, Hydras, the military's versions of the Manticores, the Metal Gears, those are actually very good at tearing apart Sanguis units, but T-Dolls can usually rip them to pieces, or rifles can anyway. Swings and roundabouts, it's just that, you know, why is there a ghost? Melee? Yeah, take over. See what's up. Well, the game is a GBA game, only released in Japan. I got an unofficial translation patch like a month or 2 ago. Okay, so like Sanguis units are good. Not usually that good. That thing's attack power was greatly exaggerated. What is going on? I remember Tomato Adventure. I never played it, but there was on the Nintendo official magazine, like before the last run of it, before it got rebranded as the official Nintendo magazine. I know. From OM to OM changed like most of the writing staff and everything because Game Maxi were fucked. On their feature, well, it wasn't the last, it was one of the last, but on their feature for Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, they actually dedicated a whole section to Tomato Adventure, like showing screenshots of it and like saying what it is. Although it was because it was in Japanese and all the Japanese said we couldn't get very far, but it seems neat. So, you know, reveal to me the mystery. What's happened? Like, how is it? Well, that just bodes well, doesn't it? Oh yeah. These two, Architect and Destroyer as Sanguis units also have a bonus ability, which we'll see in a bit actually. Well, probably if anyone else gets into a fight within range of them. It's pretty great, honestly. You can definitely see the making of the Mario and Luigi series in it. The Dark Secrets of Tomato Adventure. Well, now we know. Honestly, just deploy everyone. I may come to regret this, but fuck it. Let's go. What do you got? Okay, we're on Abandoned Goliath. We're on a floor above. Or a floor below, rather. So we need to retrieve, but there's a wee SAA right there. I just noticed it turns left only 4? Sick. Okay. How we access that? We can't. She's on the other side. We probably should have sent one of the Sanguis units up here. But we may be able to. Yeah. So that's an enemy zone up there. If anyone's gonna go in there first, I'd rather it be Hunter to give us an idea of what we're dealing with. And also just remember I swapped my rifle echelons fairies about. What do you see? More ghosts. These are significantly more in line with the difficulties I expected, although they're all the Halloween enemies for some reason. These are remarkably, these are meant to be replaced as snipers, and they're remarkably durable. Those are closest down in RPG fair, but your attacks are not. You could equip up to 4 gimmicks per character. And using the attack and battle thing is every gimmick has its own mini game you play to make the attack stronger, and you can match the difficulty of it to make them even stronger. normal, but your fence never goes up. Instead, you find items that permanently upgrade individual gimmicks. Okay, yeah, I can see what you mean. Like, even in that, it's a bit different, because, you know, the Mario and Luigi ones used items. But that's definitely, like, a very overt predecessor to them. Should probably set these to like once per day, just because please shoot these. These are the little anti-armor kits. Shoot them before they tear up the Mandicores or Hunter. There we go. I've only played the first three, so Superstar Saga, Partners in Time, and Bowser's Inside Story, and they're all pretty good. I would agree Bowser's Inside Story is the best one. At least of those, anyway. I don't know, people swing up and down on the 3DS ones. At least before the remix, which some people will go to bat for them, but I will insist it just look terrible. You know, I'm curious. What the fuck is going on in this ranking? What did that do? You said drop neither, and then she paffed as if hurt. What is going on in this ranking? This is very weird. Oh, okay. Hi. You're not even on a square. So this when the yearly top 5 tradition was created. Wacky going up here now. Making sure we're not getting jumped. He doesn't seem to be doing anything anymore. Oh, fuck. Okay. It's fucking... There's a bunch of heliports we can't lose that just give us lots of aid. This is a very, very curious. Where's the substation? I'll turn on the teleporter, I guess. Or the lift, rather. Aye. Okay, I guess part of the idea is you're meant to bring a bomb up here. Except now I can't get up because Hunter did that. Hunter didn't bring a bomb with her, and I'm not even sure she can carry a bomb. Well, let's find out. Can indeed. Well, not playing it in forever. Valid. Well, you have the emulator set up. You might as well. It'd be fun to do that next. Ah, there's two in the way. Any bombs past here? No, this is not a rabbit hole. Get up into the fuck zone. I guess actually what we can do is do it the old-fashioned way. As you like. I'm of the view that the remake changes enough and Nintendo fucked the developers enough. I say changes enough in a bad way that I wouldn't feel bad about emulating it. Because you can't get the original experience in the same way. Can we not shoot these? We normally can, fuck's sake. Maybe like the Sangus ones can shoot it there as well, but just can't because we can't shoot this one. We was type of game you play, so that was neat, and then forget about it. Fair enough. I was quite fond of it. Hello? This feels like a trick. If anyone's equipped to take a trick, it's them. Boys are being just like fighting by the slugging things with his giant meaty fists was by far like one of the best parts of it. You know, there's the satisfaction in braining enemies in an RPG that doesn't come that often. A lot of them have satisfying combat, but none of them quite have just you walk up and you brain it with your mighty villain fists. Like some sort of unfeeling monstrosity. You can probably blow up the defense gate on it, can't we? See, the only thing I fear with this ranking now actually is probably less killing stuff, as usually ranking enemies are fucking monstrosities, and this time it's probably going to be more just deciphering the map and figuring out what the fuck I'm doing. This is a very, very weird ranking. I haven't seen the other two maps yet. Alright, can you blow the gate up with this? No. Alright. Yeah, you made us have to jump back down the hole after all. No. 2 turns left, that's, well, technically 3, because that you play on turn 0 sometimes. Usually. Just take that. We're gonna sweep down here. What else can you do over here? There must be some way out of here, unless you're dependent on her getting there, which you might be. Goes the Weaver here. Pretty short escape room style co-puzzle game. It's pretty well done. The whole concept is grid. Nifty. Is there anything else anyone can get up? Anyone else can get up to? If we had all that rubble open, we could go around. Do you have enough movement to get over there and pinch both of those? You might. This is definitely one that needs more carefully planned my moves. You need to send someone up here with a bomb to begin with. I'm not sure why I'm like doing this to grab score, considering it doesn't matter at the moment, but you know. Not needed. Oh, fuck. I wasn't to grab that on the way back. Buying the second, third game in the series recently, but I haven't played them. People say the second's a bit worse than the first, and the third is a bit better. It didn't really change anything, but we have another heliport. I guess actually you could deploy people up here to do shit with. Would be the smart thing. I just want to see this through till the time limit is up, because I'm curious. Well. Rife with material. Oh my. Oh, I'm gonna go commit violence.
今回の獲物か。なかなか面白い。手に入れた獲物だ。逃がすものか。
Perish. Did the other ones give me medals? I wasn't paying attention. It might have. Everyone else is just a bit stuck. We can like send them down the hole, but then just get stuck on the next floor because I haven't found a way to the defense gate to open it yet. There is that, which is curious. Yeah. You would need to get a whole bunch down here to grab all these. At least this one tells you explicitly how they work, because the other events are left it a bit ambiguous and no one would ever clarify when writing guides or giving instruction on how to secure them. What's your deal? Sick. When I back up top, I guess if you fall down from the bottom, you just end up back at the top. Alright, well, it's killable for sure. It's just, can they kill it? I don't know if they have the sheer damage output and going down to do it. Probably better actually to just lag and find a different heliport with this hostage. There's one way of opening it, I suppose. If we had the beach ferry on this team, they would certainly be able to take that out. But they don't. They have the Taunt Ferry at the moment. So they didn't swap it back after giving them it for Chapter 3. What's on the other side of the hole? Oh yeah, that works out. Fucking roll those dice, see how you do. I'm confident in their ability to take everything except the actual bomb itself.
今回の獲物か。なかなか面白い。
You better be shooting that bomb. Yeah, nah. Maybe. Nope, didn't. Almost. Hunter's super killed everything anyway. They almost took the bomb. Maybe if I had a launcher in the place of the sniper, they might have been able to do it. Maybe. This is cold there. Yeah, this map is fucking wild. It's like a rat's nest of tunnels across 3 floors. Lots of different scoring mechanics, and I haven't even seen all of it yet. 237,000. That's not bad for a first run of a single map. Hand shitting. Hello everyone, get fixed. They take getting bombed like champs though. Where were you? So the whole ones are the... This wasn't here before. Oh, right, okay. There's a display bug at the moment, actually, apparently, that some of the normal maps won't display. I guess that's what they meant. The EX one will display just fine. Please. You can't zoom out of it, though. Yeah, that's a strength a lot more expected when, like, a regular map in one of the events. Okay, this is just a map to bully things on. Okay. Europa Universalis 4. Third favorite grand strategy game. People always say Crusader King 2 is Europa Universalis, so that's fighting, but I think that's a bad comparison. King 2 is generally much more shallow than UE4. Also, a lot of mechanics are completely different. You have to build around your administrative military powers. CK2 doesn't even have any concepts similar to that. That sounds kind of nuts for a thing that's meant to be about managing a kingdom and like all the things that come with it. I'm sure there's ways to manage it, I guess, but at the same time, I feel like focusing on all those aspects is kind of more critical to running a, empire, kingdom, whatever you want it to be. Big, normal is pretty casual. Curtain rises. Sayed and Julia. Oh, there's Herbert down there. Curtain Rises 1, and I guess after that you get Curtain Rises 2. Nope, there it is. Departure Time 2, Departure Time 3. Okay, those are our other story ones. This is I can't zoom out any further, but I kind of wish I could. Unlock until 3, 5. Guess we'll not the rest of it by doing an EX map, maybe. Oh yeah, these look saucy. Yeah, those are particularly threatening. That is a bit. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Sanguis units also start with like this objective unlocks story cutscenes for Curtain Rises 1, Departure Time 2, and Departure Time 3. Okay. Okay, so I guess that's the gimmick. You need to do both normal and EX maps to get like the full amount of story scenes. I would guess then that the EX scenes add little bits of context or just fun stuff rather than it being part of like plot critical. One would assume anyway. So Alchemist and her little shield bearers there are melee units. So they'll just stand in place if you hit defend, and then when you hit charge, they'll sprint to the furthest point on the screen possible and start murdering. It's great. Sanguis melee units are a whole different breed. But the MVP is the launcher, because the launchers are insane. They can shred hordes like nothing else. That's a one. That thing starts at 1 star. You can get that like for free, guaranteed every time you see it. It's nuts. History of Doom 2. Hey, but you said Doom. Hey, much like this one, the super shotgun is great. Fuck yeah. The super shotgun is a gift. Hell yeah. Exactly. They don't need shield, but like force field busters, so you know. Charge makes them go forward on the exact road they're on, and destroy makes them just hone in on the first enemy, like the nearest enemy. There's probably tactical advantages to going either way. I just prefer using destroy because A, it's funny, and B, it just works out. I would like you to know that while her shield, actually both her shield bearers have been scratched a bit, Alchemist herself has not. And she's like also dead center and right in like in the thick of it. Fucking built different. Actually no. The first melee units you get are actually the basic form of the little wheeled robots. You see some of like their super forms here, the black and red robots on wheels. Like she got scratched there, but that was by like the super minigunners who usually tear teams apart. And you know, she only got scratched a bit across like the whole fight while diving headfirst into them. She's nuts. But yeah, the first melee units are actually those little wheeled robots. You can also get the basic form of the shielders, I think, up front, and then the next one you get are actually the little knife runners. You'll see here, well, at least the base form of the knife runners. If the blue haired one is here, then it's yeah. So you get these knife ones as well. I think they were in the first batch. If they weren't, they were very close to it. But yeah, the basic form of the basic form of these shield ones and their armored nighttime equivalents are like the first melee and the old wheeled robots. The base form of these guys in the corner, pardon me, are all the what is it? They're all like they were all in the first batch of Sanguis units. So all of them were technically the first melee units in general. Some more recent dolls do have melee moves or melee antics. Type 88 Hayang mod 3, if an enemy gets into melee range, she stops shooting and takes out a laser bayonet and just starts swinging it. It also shoots sword beams forward and pierces everything in the row in front of her. I think there's another doll that has like similar melee moves where they just fucking get like hands on. But for the most part everyone else is ranged, yeah. And there might be more melee stuff in future. But yeah, from the actual like get amongst it, get in with like sword, shield, stick, or just giant pistol claws. You're on the Sanguis units with that. Yeah. Despite the fact that they have to walk up to your melee range to shoot you when you have them, the Manticores, when you have them, are ranged units. They don't walk forward. They just shoot at the nearest thing like your regular gunner would. That's fine, because they're immensely good at it, but it is kind of funny. Fucking, it needs someone with a lightsaber is what it needs. Just, like, fuck it, get amongst it. It needs someone with a high-frequency blade, is what it needs. Pop. That time I hit charge so that they would all run ahead and make sure none of the knife wielders got past. High frequency spear, now that's the advanced shit. That's the real shit. Can you spawn another? No. Get them into range. She has a equipable chip on that lets her take her first move for free. They have a bunch of equipable chips that they do stuff like you can call down a supply drop for any of your teams to use to refill if they're not near a base. They'll cost like AP, better night vision range, all that stuff. And some of the crazy ones are like massive stat boosts whenever you're not standing next to an ally, which means they can just go rogue agent if you want them to. Debuffers, like buffers, all that shit. Like they've got quite a lot of options, the Sanguis units. But just their base power levels are more than enough to justify just fucking about with them, even on the basic level. I mean that and also look at her. How could you not? I do not. No. Ye of little taste. That's where I look at Mr. Moose Squad sold in the first EX map. A bit scratched up, but they sold it. S rank, who even gives a fuck? It's done. Just like that. Why did that not unlock these two? Or maybe it did, it'll refresh when I come back. I'm going to touch them up.
お前に心配されるほど落ちぶれちゃいないぞ。
So EX map doesn't? Yeah. The map is different. Departure time too. Okay, so they're just layered on top of the node? This event is laid out very curiously. The EX map didn't seem to change. I'll have a nosy at it in a sec. Reach the indicated location. As of course, Baba is you. The perfect puzzle game. I kind of suspected that would be up there given you were taking with it for a good while. I forgot to mention, yeah, like 2 is Nerum, which, yeah, he talked about extensively as well. Still want to give that a nosy at some point myself, actually. They're not even running to me or like into the command post or anything, just lagged it. Which I guess I might not S rank this because I won't have kills unless kills isn't part of the condition. Yeah, it's not part of the condition, so away we go. A nice departure time one again. Okay. Yeah, and EX is just fixed. Okay. First time infinite is the grinding map. He's back. Our gruff boss has survived prison. I mean, he was literally in prison this entire time. And probably not treated very well in there. That exercise in the military being like chapter 10 before singularity, like fucking what? Continuing turbulence, E-submerge, shatter connection, polarized. So yeah, like 4 whole events. Technically 5 because he was arrested just before singularity started. 5 major story events have passed in the time since he's last been on screen in any particular way. No, we've done a bit more than our job. You're goddamn right we have. Nick's shenanigans, no doubt. In the room 1, 2, and 3, and I'll probably 4 sitting. They're all pretty good. That's good shit. They spread. No, they are really good games, though. Well, I think I remember it was like 4-1-3-2 was my preferred order. I think it was. It might have been 4-3-1-2. I forget. Everyone is currently repairing. Who's giving us a fucking soliloquize on the nature of humans. Why her? Like I thought it was gonna be like, oh, Sangma's dolls snuck into the base because Sangma's capture on the original servers was either just new or was out with this event. Or I thought it was gonna be a lead in for that, but no, it's just one of our own just being weirdly sinister. Like three a little bit more than the other two. 1, 2 kind of like one game to me. Yeah, I can see that. 2, I remember having a lot of issues with just finding out what I had to do at points, so that put it down a bit for me. And 1, I was just really liked her clicky and tacky. They're actually in the story. This event might show us like actually capturing them, or like how they'll lead into that, but they are actually in canon a thing. Like the Jashin-chan collab event in November was based entirely around some of the captured dolls. Like captured Sangma's dolls going on a collaboration story. They're about as friendly with the regular ones as you might expect. And each other, for that matter. But yeah, no, they're an actual story thing, and will be. Oh, okay, no. Okay, right. Well, it wasn't her. She was being fine. It's Dandelion being weird. There she is. At least some of them are up. So it was from Polarized Light. That's where she got introduced as a drop doll. And Dandelion was like originally one of the Asomers, and then there's a lot of plot here, but like like the the seed of consciousness that M4 had in the back of her head that was planted there and developed out of a virus. That turned out to be just another AI clone of Lunasia. Got its own body by taking over one of the Isomers in Shadow Connection, and here she is. They actually give her, an actual dress to wear of sorts because the one day she picked up had basically nothing on. And she now With M4 gone, I'm not actually sure what she's going to be doing. I guess just sitting around having chats. Thinking about it, actually, Chapter 13 suggested that she split her consciousness and sent one part out with M4 and one part still here. So I guess this part probably doesn't know what's going on and is trying to exist without M4 being in her head all the time. That's basically saying no one comes in here. It's an office. I guess to be fair, there's a series of clones of a girl who has in all of her lives never known anything but suffering. Will probably find that very interesting. I guess that's just how it goes. You've heard like he says like normality, but like even when they weren't in the mad military shit, he's still like the commander of a private military contractor. You know, I wouldn't exactly call that normal by any stretch. Which means she's going to jump bodies forever. Well, fuck. I guess that he wasn't just in jail, he was in special military jail and they had to actually bust him out. I wonder. It reminds me like there's the anime adaptation of the manga adaptation of GFL is ongoing at the moment. And that has like multiple commanders in it as a thing, and I wonder if that's like related in any way. Oh, you know, the PTSD it sets in every now and then. Yeah. The game, the web novel, the manga, the anime. It'll get there eventually. We'll have like GFL like 3.5, the web novel of the manga of the anime of GFL 3, which is a spin off of GFL 3, which is itself the direct sequel to GFL 2. I'm sure we'll get there eventually. Hi. Did you see the combat logs about Hell Train? I remember Hell Train. I'll never forget Hell Train. Sometimes I wake up and I scream about the Hell Train. You've ruined me. Did a bit more than very well. Yeah, there's the PTSD. In East Suburban Belgrade, we had to save so many people. Those refugees from the alien nuclear hell rainstorms that turn everyone into stuck-in-eyes zombies. And of course, when the wall came down and the hellstorm came in, the stuck-in-eyes zombies came in with them. Belgrade's gone in this world. Goodbye. I don't know, yeah, the Neo-Soviet Union soldiers who tried to murder the shit out of us in the past two events. But mainly the Silicon Zombies. And the Hell Train. What the fuck am I fighting for? I mean, we fucking wrecked, like, one entire military division of the Neo-Soviet Union. That's a victory, even if we don't really know what we did it for. I don't know if there is more. Probably gathering his weird, like, neon white cyber troopers to do something else fucked up and crazy. That's the government's problem now. It won't be so simple, and then you look on the older servers and see that there are 3 major story events ahead. Oh yeah, boss, can we keep the heavy ordnance crews? I know that there's explicitly, like, legal regulations preventing PMCs from carrying, like, heavy ordnance artillery and all that, but they are very cute, and I quite like them. And they're very good at killing things. Will does not tell anyone about them. There's implications that, like, they're trying to add. I say trying to add. There's implications because they've been talking about adding a vehicle system to this game. They haven't said what form it'll take or anything. They've said it's a thing they want to do for a while. And there's hints that the next collaboration is going to be Girls on Panzer. The tank, the high school girls in tanks anime. So the implication seems to be that we're going to get tank crews added as a mechanic, maybe this year. So we're going to step up from, higher grade personal artillery to tanks. And that would be great because our enemies have tanks. It'd be nice if we had tanks. But that will be very fucking funny. I hope we do. I would love to just see, like, us having a tank just roll into fights and blast everything to shit. Tanks, general vehicle crews, whichever. The jobs are often busy work or killing things. Which, is busy work. Until it comes knocking. I'm already a demon, Kruger. Suggests you've been through enough shit that if you wanted to retire right now, you could. Here's your pass out. And then again, you know, there's 3 more story events ahead of this. So, spoilers, we're still here. The green zone is like the totally safe zone. Like there's no alien nuclear rainstorms and you're far away, like deeply safe from all of the insane radiation, zombie hordes and stuff. And then the yellow zone is at risk of the rainstorms and has to hide behind walls and shit, like Belgrade was. Or Belgrade, whichever it was. And then the red zone is just in, you know, the Mad Max, like, siliconized hell world where, like, the radiation is forming giant crystals and mutating everything into hell beasts. GFL 2's plot is, like, literally you're out there. After the events of GFL 1, you're just out there with a skeleton crew. Because shit has happened, apparently. And you're just out there, like, fucking, essentially taking, like, cleaning up the red zone and yellow zone. How we get from here to there, I don't think even they know, but, you know, so it goes. Just throw it into the trash. Fuck it, I seek war. I'm already a demon boss. That's good. What's the bad news? Javier hasn't said anything yet. Back on our still on band? No worries. No worries, Manly. Thanks for coming and watching. Probably will be still on like an hour for a bit because I'm intending to finish by like around 11:30 at the latest. Unless I get stuck in a big fucking crazy level or something. William is the name of the Patriots in this, by the way. The mad lunatic who's responsible for all these clones of this one poor girl. And our central antagonist, who somehow has his own divine cyber army and all the rest of it. Who the fuck is William? God knows. We've only ever heard him cackling to himself like an idiot. And going, fuck, this rules. And that's it. Pardon me. The vengeful, the destructive, the fearsome. William. Dandelion's still in your office. She's made herself identified as a human somehow. Would you like seeing the villain from it? Is that what the villain from that is named? Discomforting, like, coincidences are stacking up here. Because I already made, like, extensive reference to the fact that this is basically Metal Gear Solid now. It's continuing Metal Gear Solid's thing. And they're being explicit about it because I know for a fact that a later mission in this event is called Operation Snake Eater. I could honestly believe that that might actually be a thing. The Five Nights at Freddy's there. You genuinely believe it at this point. Fucking Williams, man. Up to like their weird conspiracies involving hell robots. I can't be bothered to leave the office, so I'm just gonna shout over the PA. Thanks, Dandelion. I mean, we can't stop her. Like, you know, two Williams. I do. Well, technically I know more than that, because my older brother is also a William. I know many Williams. The Williams are stacking up, and I'm getting very suspicious. We have automated food supplies, and she could theoretically poison them. Yeah, I mean, she is probably ageless divine cyborg who can like ultra hack everything and just has infinite data processing and storage capabilities. We can't stop her from doing anything, basically. Short of trying to shoot her, and probably that wouldn't even work. So, God only knows. Yeah, from whatever void she teleported herself into. You wouldn't happen to have a homing beacon. The clues will find you soon enough, thanks, Dandelion. Fucking seeing the future now as well, I guess. And then there's this asshole. What was that one? Please, I beg of you. Thanks for, the confidence. You fucking better be. Hell Train happened because of you. You were also admitted repeatedly that you're surprised I even survived. That's just why we exist. Starfish being the alien super relic at the bottom of the base in polarized light, which M4 used to achieve singularity and just pop out of existence. But fortunately, it didn't, blast the world or irradiate anything, so hey, she didn't fuck it up. Impel is like the German secret police, if I remember right. Yeah, we have just lots of children running around. I'm glad like some of the dolls are like explicitly used to be nannies, like caretaker models, because at least we have people who are designed to look after small children despite being on a military base. Have you? They literally look like 10. I realize you're like fucking 80 and rich and therefore exactly that kind of monster, but fuck. Just don't even. Yeah, the whole digitizing human brains, alien super weapon relics, alien radiation, like the divine singularity of AI, all the shit that he was getting up to. Eat the rich. Eat the rich. I mean, at least he knows it. Look at him. War is never over. World War III ended, sure, but war is never over. In my heart, World War III never ended. I suppose there is a point to that. Did World War II ever really end when you think about it? For the most part, in some ways, yes, but in some other ways, no. I suppose the bad one would be, did the Cold War ever really end? And the answer is like, no. Not at all. War has changed. More like war has changed you. Probably because of the alien nuclear weapons that devastated the world. Keep calling them alien, that's because they're suggested to be alien in origin. It's easier just to find someone to hit. Rings eerily true for today, doesn't it? I suppose this event would have been... This event would have been like late 2020 or early 2021 for... Does that track? This event would have to have been late 2022. Just late 2020, sorry, for the Chinese, Korean, and Taiwanese servers. Because then you had Mirror Stage and Pointer Recurrence in 2021. And Fixed Point is going on now, and that's the latest one. Yes, it's very stupid. Can we only make the world a better place through killing? The ultra capitalist says, it can't be helped. That very much is true, though. This is just tragically the way of things. Don't beat yourself up over it. Pull the trigger. Should not have it more than anyone else. Yep, that's pretty much exactly that. We see it again. We see it here. We'll see it all the fucking time. And especially all up in the Anglosphere, it is attracting so many people who really absolutely should not have it. And are absolutely ending in disaster because of it. Imagine the siliconized zombies will do that to you, yes. Oh, it's always jobs of you. That very interesting place being Bremen in Germany. I read your fucking letters. In Germany, we find something in the subbase that shouldn't have been there. Shit's fucked, but what can you do? Oh yeah, sorry Persica, your favorite robot daughter has vanished into the singularity void. Possibly another dimension, possibly just like the middle of Australia. We don't know. In some ways, those are the same thing, but can't be helped. Look, I'm sorry, but sometimes your precious doll just wants to touch the alien super weapon and bend space and time. Like, I can't. I don't see how I could have done anything about that. We are always busy cleaning. Ugh. And this one. Uh-oh. She's cripplingly depressed by having to do another hell mission. Good job, Commander. Classy. Brain genius. Goes Krieger, and that did come up. And I've decided that, the war still rages within. I feel like messing with her. Then I lost it. Probably worth 10 years more than anyone's salary. That's rich coming from you. Yeah, I figured she would also get one. Given that she was also in hell. Blast. She's probably not actually wrong about that. Absolutely wouldn't trust half of our military grade Terminator androids to be able to know which of their weapons actually, which end the bullet comes out of from their gun. Some of them are just unfortunate. Good job, buddy. Now, Dandelion is also judging you. I'm so glad we come back from the Hell War and now we just have someone else who can just spy on us and sass us no matter what. Oh yeah, I'm like Ghost and Monster Rancher 1. It's really dumb. I did manage to unlock it in 2 on my recent play because, you know, murdering the Suezos made that happen. How do you unlock it in 1? Dare I ask? I'm gonna assume it must also involve having a monster die. But if it's really dumb, then it must involve having it die in a really stupid and awkward way. Or time, probably. That monster die, yep. You're one to talk, Commander. Within 15 weeks of the death, you have to get into a tournament. There's a 5% chance of your monster getting cursed, which tanks its stats. Fucking what? Yeah, a 5% chance. That's so fucking tiny, like, how the fuck? Paradise operational logs. So you need, like, that's very fucking. 5% chance. Do you know what a Beaklon is? I actually do. I know this one slightly. That is like, it's like a butterfly monster that evolves out of the worm, isn't it? I say evolves, like it kind of like you have to do something with a worm, and then that will make it turn into the butterfly. I say butterfly. Beetle. Okay. Yeah, that one. What is the process for that one, dare I ask? Is it also a 5% chance? Weird to unlock in Monster Rancher 2. For a lot of the monsters are a bit awkward to unlock in 2. I had to like fucking load an early save because I didn't beat the Hanger in like the early invitational, so I couldn't get like a set of like the Hanger and a bunch of other monsters unlocked, and it just didn't come back after several years. So even though I was like following the fucking schedule when guides were suggesting, I was like, oh god damn it, wanted my killbot. And like a lot of them are just that, like you just bait like specific tourneys or you get specific items that let you fuse the first one to then you can unlock all of them. But also like fucking getting those tourneys to appear in the first place can be very awkward because they're all like on time schedules. And sometimes your monster just fucking like gets slaughtered on errantry or something. I was like, oh god damn you to hell. That's true. Oh, this is the part where the story actually brings in Sango's fairy capture, huh? Unlock the worm, raise it while satisfying the following conditions. Rank is C or lower. At least 4 years old, but less than 5. Loyalty is 80 or more. Fed 30 or more cup jellies. 0 fatigue and 7 or less stress on June 4th, resting on the 3rd required. If they're all satisfied, it will cocoon into a bee clone with a 100% chance. That's fucked. Like, that's just fucked. How would you find this out back in the day? I guess you'd just have to buy a strategy guide that would hopefully have that in it, because there's no other way you'd fucking figure that out, surely. And I thought Digimon World, like Digimon World 1 anyway, was completely fucked with its evolution conditions. And for some of them it was. But I don't think it had, kind of. Some of them could be like kind of that tier of fussy, but like for the most part it would just be like, be a certain weight, have a certain amount of specific elemental moves, and a bonus condition, which is usually like have a certain amount of fights. See that process, but wait, the cup jelly bit. The worm still cocoons, but it turns into a random other species of a worm sub. Huh. There's implications in that. That's interesting, but there are implications in that. Best mono and galley in the game by using a worm pixie. Huh. So you gotta turn into a pixie worm. Or a worm pixie rather, and then like fuse it and that can help you get access to them. Persica calling it 4 a.m. because she's a fucking weird night owl. Clean still sulking. Morning. It's 4 a.m. The only thing that changes are the moves. All other stats stay the same. Ah, okay. So does it like stay the same age? Do you only get like a few months out of it, or does it like reset its age? If you only get like a few months out of it, then while interesting, that is kind of like, ah, shit. Same age? Okay. Suppose it would be kind of mad broken at the same time if it did reset the age too, if it kept the stats. That was my first assumption was it would reset your stats too, honestly. Basically just be like a fancier crazy death sort of thing. It's one with the fastest guts rate. So it gets you a mono galley with mono or galley, sorry, with an otherwise impossible to get guts rate. Ah. You don't say. I actually didn't know that, no. I didn't know, like, better guts you store, the better your monster gets at everything. That would explain some things. About, like, why some monsters seem better than others. My entire lab with me. I want that damn coffee. Departure time, infinity. This is grinding map. I think. Yeah. Actually, I probably should have gone the other way, but fuck it, whatever. The slower your guts region, the bigger the bonus is. Like, the bonus to stored guts, or bonus to, like, you know, stat gains or whatever. These are fascinating things to learn, because, like, thinking about them makes me like, ah, that explains a lot of why certain monsters were just nightmare misery, while other ones were perfectly fine. Oh, that's what you mean. Right, okay. Nah, I'm following you. I thought that you were on about like, a specific guts value that was in the background. Nah, the one in battle, yeah. And like I knew that applied to like accuracy as well as, you know, it being your stamina for attacking with. I didn't realize that actually also affected damage and evasion as well. It was a slower guts rate, get bigger bonuses. Okay. Knowing that would have made certain things go a lot more smoothly. Sure, that is kind of the joy of like PS1 RPGs like that. The secrets, the hidden mechanics you don't know until later when you dig deeper. Like exactly how Digimon World's Digivolution system works and how its fucking time systems and all that work. Like for example, in Digimon World 1, technically speaking, your Digimon is trying to digivolve all the fucking time. Like every single frame, the game runs a check for like if your thing can digivolve. And the second you meet the conditions for it, just like done. Like it starts digivolving on the spot. And that usually age is like a requirement, so that's part of why it doesn't just fucking instantly evolve right away. Like usually it has to be like at least a year old. I say year. Some months or something like that old. Before it can digivolve once. Mm. Shit like that. Competitive Monster Rancher 2, Guts rate is an inherent metric on how good a monster is. Oh yeah, they did eventually do that tourney, didn't they? Mono is pretty much mid tier with Cocoon Mono, but Golem is very much top tier despite having similar Guts rates. Most of the yeah. If the Mono had anything like a Golem's Chop or whatever, it would probably be that fucking good. Or does any of the Golems like fucking damage output? Cause fuck those things, especially in 2. Those things seem like fucking monstrosities in 2, and they were already pretty fucking good in 1. I mean, that's a given with all of these lunatics. Tank Bill as a Golems is pretty bad and competitive. I guess because you will just get torn to pieces. That's kind of nuts to me, a speed build for a Golem. Because even if I wasn't doing like... I suppose actually, yeah, if I wasn't doing defensive, you'd have to raise speed, thinking about it. Because when I raise my Golems in general, it's always defensive. That's good luck fighting, like, the RNG. The reason is withering. Yeah, like needling them down, and the final score is called off of, like, you know, health percentage. Unless withering is something else. Pardon me. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. The movies that like remove guts. Yeah, GG. Suppose actually, what would then be like the top of competitive? I assume like of course galleys were probably pretty high. Hangers, of course, because you know hangers or metalners even. Just metalner in general, okay. Galleys are mid tier as well, apparently. Oh, okay. I guess that is that frailty is part of it because they tend to like unless you go nuts, they tend to have pretty shit HP. Oh yeah, the alien dude. Sorry, the hangers are robots. Yeah, yeah. Forgot about him because I've never seen him. I've only ever heard it references like, yeah, you need to have like this specific UFO event to happen, and then you'll get one. It's so busted, it's almost always banned. Fucking hell. In my experience, the AR team keeps getting fucking depressed every time they lose someone because they haven't been a single united team since like chapter 4. Fastest guts rate and a couple of just busted moves. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Let's say that in front of them. Here's a coat. Your fancy dress stands you out too much, and you can just edit yourself out of robot vision. But people vision will go like, "Oi, what the fuck?" G, breeder rank 8, beat 2 of the major 4, have the year be at least 10-10, have a B or higher rank monster in the thing. September 1st is not guaranteed to occur the first time, as weather dependent. It is by aliens. Continue happening through November 4th or until the event is finished. Once concluded, you will receive a crystal and be trash talked. Take this crystal to the shrine. That's funny. That is a bit obscure, especially because it's dependent on weather. But, you know, that is funny. Although, they do come in, like, super fucking late. If it's, like, beat 2 of the major 4 to even be able to make the event happen. Like, at that point, like, you're probably almost... You could probably... Unless your monster's lifespan is, like, running out, you're probably good to just go ahead and win. Legend Cup. Okay. I'll have to get that on nosy. Like, my Monster Hunter 2 run kind of stopped at, like, S rank because the Switch is now cocooned away again because of the shit happening. I already doesn't get my review post because, like, my review tweet and my media thread thing just because it's already done. My view is more or less unchanged. But, it's good to know. I might replay it with that and just have a nosy and see what I can do with the deep knowledge. The dark secrets. Oh, it actually does have a sprite for it. I mean... You said it would help her not stick out as much, but, like... She hasn't buttoned it. You put the belt buckle on, sure. But, like... You know... like, fucking... I don't even think she's put her arms through the sleeves. Sup, Aro? Are you in your mod 3 for... Kicked out of a loud ban. Oh, right, okay. The new CD system, so they have a part of the site you can look up whatever you want. That would be helpful because using random and just like typing in letters and picking out from the thing kept getting me, at least Monster Hunter 2 where they are more stricter about locking stuff, just kept getting me big. You are not good enough and haven't to use this monster because you haven't unlocked it. Like I fucking had like a chain of like 8 random rolls that did that to me before it finally gave me a plant that moaned suggestively every time it flapped its wings, which it did so much. Yes, I heard that, and I'm pretty sure like the last monster I had on my Monster Hunter 2 one was one of those. He was like a very ominous looking Naga, and he had like question marks. Actually, if you have to fight him first to do it, then oh no, I think I did fight him. I think he actually did show up and just wrecked one of my monsters on errantry. He did, yes. Showed up and wrecked one of my monsters on errantry. And I had him last on my thing. I had the Naga from... Oh, I think it was the beach one. One where it ends in fighting a big crab. Envious. No, I downed it. I thought that Sop was honest. Get coats for everyone. There she is. RO Mod 3. I already have her modded up, but I haven't finished leveling her skill 2 yet. But given it's mostly gonna be cutscenes and like normal fights this session, I figured it was fine. She still has the megaphone. It now has like this fucking like Wario style W on it for some reason, which it didn't have before. Her special equipment is a little like SOP 2 like little chibi dangle. Like you can actually see it on her equipment. It's like dangling off her bag, on her sprite. I mean, it's adorable. The shark mascot being. Can you see? It's like hidden behind. There it is. It's just on her bag. Bless. I wish I hadn't noticed. So why did we just have Architect in her shark costume standing in the corner of our office? Alright, steady on, stop. Started soul nomad, so now we go, hey. Really like it. I really like Soul Nomad. It's a very interesting world, a very interesting scenario and everything, and it's kind of nuts. It hasn't gotten a sequel yet. Because it was buried on the PS2. It was buried on the PS2 and didn't explode like this guy did, so we never saw it again. Even though they really should have taken the chance and done it. Because God bless it. There she is. She literally grows like a dog. How do you think they're doing? She is doing it. Yeah, why did we just have an architect and her shark costume in the corner? Yeah, the unit composition thing is very interesting. Like, the way you can line them up to like achieve different skills and stuff like that. It does get a bit like, at least on PS2 anyway, it didn't explain itself terribly well. So, and you can get lost in the sauce a bit, but once you figure things out, uh, it's actually like a very like it's just a very enjoyable system. You just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck shit up, because it's one of those ones where if you know what you're doing, pretty early on, you can just essentially make like ultra hard shit. It's what that's kind of like the thrust of it, honestly. Unless like this new port like explains things better, which I'd be surprised if it did, to be honest. Or maybe I would just understand it better because when I played so long when my last I was a teenager. But you know, what am I saying? It's one of those games where when you know what you're doing very well, like you can get incredible. You can get super powered very quickly, or relatively quickly anyway. And it does have a lot of the like fancy touches that a lot of PS2 era NES games actually had. Like alt endings if you happen to defy impossible fights and stuff. How does the shark outfit blend in so well? Yeah, how does it blend in? I should have sent it to Aro. Okay, yeah, half-wrecked Sanguis plan. So this is Sanguis capture actually coming into the plot. Then we had, which makes the fact that you have to get Architect through it very like, come on, what are you doing? Like, she should have been like your starting or free one or something because you capture her as part of like a previous event. That's why she's here. The Hawks or the Heavy Ordnance crew only exist because you use the data that she has as like an RPG specialist to make them. So yeah, this is where Sanguis capture enters the story. And there's Gager. The other part of it is the next set of dolls. Gager, I say dolls. Next set of Sanguis units. Gager, Judge, Agent, who are the last three, were actually locked until after this event passes. Now and after it passes, they became available. So like grab in sequence when they're released. They were released after the event basically because of this stuff. So fun things. We're actually like, because like the rate of new additions to that is very slow. Like there's 3 seasonals. There's a summer architect. There's a Halloween intruder, and there's a Christmas destroyer. I love just giving their names like that. It's very funny. Especially Christmas destroyer. Uh, Beyond those 3 and the 3 that are locked behind this event, there's only 2 other ones that exist. So we're actually very close to catching up to that, considering they don't actually add very many of those. I mean, like every few months. Yep. There's also, extracting their information, but also, they are very powerful. Sop. Sop, come on. I still want the Doom collaboration that gives her we get like an alt like Doom guy Sop too. Come on, devs, do it. Play Doom Eternal, get really into it. I know you can do it. Oh, well, you probably still could do it under Microsoft. Maybe, probably, potentially. Probably no. Like odds probably can't be that much worse than when they were alone. I don't know. Probably should add a condition that Sop is not allowed to bring her back in more than one, like more than one piece. Ooh. Ooh. If we like, flick and flick back, will that? No. If we go out and back in, will that make the normal one appear? No. Fuck it. Just run the EX map. What difference does it make? Hmm. Oh, for zombies. Current mission object cannot be completed. Complete the first objective first. Okay. don't need to capture, just need to stand on me. Sick. Okay. Alright, Hammer, thanks for coming out and watching. Well, I'm not gonna be on much longer myself anyway. See you if you're around, see you tomorrow. Wow. That kind of brings me close to 3 hours. I was expecting it to be 3 hours, but I was a bit startled later than expected. Night. Oh, that's why they're sturdy. They're doing the thing where they layer 2 of them on top of each other. Cheeky kids. They do that to make like certain enemies seem beefier, but it's just the same get. Step into the ring. Get him.
たかがネズミどもに邪魔されるとはな。お祈りするか？いっそ泣きわめいた方が楽だぞ。
I was gonna say this event must be kind of like long, but then I did remember that like the first half hour inadvertently got spent on a ranking map. So you know, not as bad as I thought it would be. I don't need the thing on to like. These are just like fading, right? I'm not being actually given story stuff. Paranoid now. It's like having a hawk in the fight without a hawk. It's great. It just sits back there shitting tons of missiles. I do charge so they don't, like, none of them slip past for sure, because you know, it'd be a pain if they did. But let's just step out a sec. Story playback. Yes, I have to repeat just to be sure. So I'm paranoid now. Hopefully that's fine. I've just noticed there's 6 turns left to do this in, so Yep. Oh boy. I'm not sure how well this will go. Reasonably. So it pulses a wave out from it, but because they're standing against it, it might not be able to reach the Manticore or Jaguar. They'll probably fuck up the... No, the shield bearer is restored in time, maybe. Alchemist is in no danger at all, look at that. Bearish. Not a sweat broken. Some scratches on everyone, but she's fired. There we go. I need to remember to hit the charge button because they don't do it by default. I really should set that to play only once, but like per day. Or mission run, whatever. Or even once per fight is fine with me, honestly. Because they are good animations. Scene change. Nope, we're done anyway. Okay, I guess we have to come back in with the other stuff done, and then that will give us... There's Polynosis 1. Is this Polynosis 2? Whatever. This is the go. That seems pretty telling. Is the big rubble thing there. This team is particularly capable at zombie slaying. On the count of Agent 416 just her starting bombs murdering a bunch of shit, and then, you know, both 416s spreading bombs of different kinds across hordes. They're exceedingly good at it. I should probably move the microphone over it. I'll put myself back over it. That's the only thing. I don't have, like, the broken desk chair I used to use as a table, like, at the midpoint of where I sit. So now the microphone has to sit on top of the bin, which is on, like, the right side of the room. So if I lean left, it all fades away a bit. The potential to be drowned out. Turn the microphone to face me now, if that even helps. Need plans. Need plans. I need to consider. Need to think. Need to do things. I mean, things are suspended a little bit. We're getting paint soon. Getting paint soon. The floor gets fixed next week, Thursday. Broadband is up in the air still. So the guy who's supposed to do the duct, we were told he'd come out today. He didn't. The contractors have marked it as done despite doing nothing, so now BT are chasing that. We're stuck in the void. It's gone again, for fuck's sake. Going down here, like, make it come back? No. So we do need to do Anja's side of things as well at some point. Oh Jesus, this goes a while. We are 14 out of 73 notes, so a fifth of the way. Dual Randomness is like the longest event so far. And the ones after it also just get longer still, just by character count, like Chinese character count in the original script. But that still comes out after translation as still being the longest event by quite a bit. If I go in here, can I do this one now? Is this? This is the EX map. What's going on? Good shit. We won the Polynosis EX. I just saw a thing on that that's very discomforting. Yeah, the EX map has changed. I don't like seeing the fucking KCCO tanks here. Why is that there? Easy enough. So I'm gonna go change them back over. Beach Ferry. You can have, where's your taunt? That's your taunt. There is another beach ferry. Yeah, there is. It just hasn't got fervor, so I could actually give it to both if I wanted to. I probably should. Pardon me, I just really like manticores. They are very strong. What the fuck is that in them? Also, they're gonna actually go onto the main screen again. What is this? Eliminate all enemies? Eliminate all enemies. Murder. I don't think the handguns got hit, but I kind of hope they would shoot them in the order they got up there. They lined up just such that it didn't work out that way. I love that when there's a debuff on enemies, KSEK's regular shots just suddenly become exploding ones because our skill was like shockwave demolition rounds kicks in and makes sure to do more damage on debuffed enemies. And it just let you know that it's definitely active because they fucking explode now. They're like IWS's like shots only without like giant effects on them. They probably aren't actually as powerful, but they basically feel like it, and they certainly come out a lot faster because they're. I say probably they're definitely not as strong, but they come out much faster because they come out at her firing speed, which is basically capped. Stechkin and M9 508. Calico. Beach Ferry. Didn't even need to worry about it. Actually, it does kind of have the effect, actually. The explosion effect is certainly there. There's no bullet trail effect. All those enemies we can't see. Go back out and collect the manticores. There's Architect Squad. Use the indicator location in 10 turns. Lot of Architect. I mean, she could probably do it. Oh, we can only use Sanguis units here, that's funny. Architect and also Destroyer or Hawks, you turn them on, they turn on their ability to do it, they will provide Hawk support. They will just fucking beating shots in. They can't bust force fields. Okay, now Architect can bust force fields. The Paradise force fields. Like her shots will actually damage them. Nowhere near as good as your actual Hawks, but they can do it. Destroyer can't, but Destroyer is actually a lot better for AoE damage. And both are certainly fine additions. There's also a Dreamer is one as well, actually. But I don't have Dreamer in the squad, so I can't use her. I might put her in the squad, but even if only by herself, just so we can also have her in for things. Just for giggles. Because I have her trained up and built and everything, I just don't have anything to put in the squad over her. I'm slowly rectifying that. I actually welcome the reruns. The next month isn't a new ringleader, it's a rerun. And I welcome that just so I can actually build up some of the squads beyond, like, Alchemists and Hunters. Destroyer, to be fair, also has a pair of, like, Manticore is level 90 and all that. So she's fine, it's just, you know. Architect doesn't have much of a squad. I don't really have enough to put a squad together for anyone else. Do they kill enemies, or is it just am I just doing this because? Because they are lighting up. And that could just be because of her debuff, though. I think I'm fucking myself doing that. Yeah, it is just because of her debuff. I am just fucking myself by doing that. Are you gonna have the... No, you're not gonna have the resources for that. God damn it. No, just restart. Just reset. I did. Stupid. I don't know why it all just skips turn 1 for you. It's a bit weird that way. Yeah, but I'm screwing myself, because she has a debuff thing, that's what the wire is. And in doing so, it marks them with that symbol to show the debuff, but instead of just leaving out the symbol, it also gives them the halo to make it clear. And they're also using that same halo to indicate spots to go to and things you have to destroy. Fucking Mika team. Please just make a different colored halo. It's not that hard. Or expensive. I mean, it might be that hard, like, this game has some engine troubles, let's put it. But still. Puff, puff, puff. Is Phantom still supply again? Or am I create? No, okay, no. It is my turn now, yeah. The lack of saying Griffin unit's turn is fucking with me a bit. Because it's all setting this fairy on there. Really should hit charge and make these go that little bit faster, but I keep forgetting.
たかがネズミどもに邪魔されるとはな。
Yay.
ラインメダル FG42 が着任しました。指揮官の下でもっと鍛えてもらいたいです。
This time only T-Dolls.
運命の引き金を引くのだ。
Oops. One sec. Better it interrupts and tells me than just, you know, suffers and shuts off in like a minute or however long left it has. Help. Why is my phone doing this? I landed on my phone. God damn it. I say land on my phone. I nudged my phone in bed. Get in. Come on. In. In. There we go. Right. Oh, okay. Nope, there's Gager. When we're on allied tiles, M9 puts up her deceleration zone, which slows enemies down, and that counts as a debuff for KSEK. And this team is designed to murder. As efficiently as possible. As quickly as possible, too. Also, just helping out. While she is still inordinately powerful during the day, because her mod 3 makes her into a monstrosity. Hanyang. Hype idiot Hanyang. Her mod 3, like her original skill is still a night power-up skill, so it's a debuff during the day and gets true form at night. So really, this is just for comedy. Hi. It's like, do we have to fight her? They obviously don't want you to, but that's not that bad. Although she would be an awkward fight to have in, you know, for this team. I might just chance my arm and try it. Oh, well, the gate's open. No, we'll come back and do it. Oh, okay. I think I've hit my box cap for the day, which is good. Almost is 5. What does that mean? Wait. This SF looks pretty blinged out. What does that mean? Does that mean it's got drops? Like, it does have one of the new drop dolls. Oh boy. this is an architect only mission. It's an awkward first fight to get put in because she has the armored shield bearers, and the knife units will just wreck them if they get the chance. What does that entail? What are we doing? Yeah, this is reach the indicated direction. Them being up at the artillery position is a bit, Opens in 2 rounds. We may yet be free. Oh, they're shooting out the path. Oh, that did annihilate one of their own units. No entry into that, no, but they can't escape it. Thinking about it, this would also be like a better... I don't know if Architect was released before this event on the older servers, but this would be a good way of showing people what the Sangvis units are like and can do. Yep, locked off. That's the one, no worries. Get amongst it. I'll bust up that blinged out one, I'm curious. And Architect's in range. Owned. Special medal for fighting it. That's new. That's nifty. And the unit Gauger does move to try and fight us before this. She has no hope in hell. This is not your ordinary echelon. No, she didn't. Ghost Sisters, Hay Fever, Polynosis 6. Polynosis Unlimited. Alright. Who's Hay Fever? Hay Fever is okay, I'm just... Does that show? I guess I just all seem to be just the story scenes, looks like. Oh, these are Polynosis plots. Good shit. But we are not yet free. It's 11:30, but I might sit through beating Polynosis here. Just to see it done. Occupying a clown? How dare.
自らの価値は自らの手で証明する。タリホ、戦闘か。ごめん、痛かった？安心してよ。一瞬で殺してあげるから何の痛みも感じないよ。
Are these guys gonna move or is it gonna lock down? They're gonna move, pricks. That makes that a bit more awkward. It's because now I have to capture a spot next to them. Well, the other one I didn't need to, but this one I did. Because otherwise it wouldn't tick of it being encircled. But you know, the other one also needs it now as well. Look, you just love to be awkward, don't you? Oh, that's a bit awkward. It worked out when they got damaging it, but that's still a bit like, of a surprise. A bit nasty. I would get everyone back in their combat outfits for this event just because RO is, because she's 9 modded. I might just leave M16 in her party dress just for giggles. Seeing that she hasn't been about for a bit anyway. Might as well. Probably could have put them up at the command post and walked them towards the other side of the map, but it doesn't matter too much. Probably could have done this more efficiently, but whatever. Yeah, there's that terrifying maybe, and even if it's like a low tier one, so it wouldn't do too much damage, it would do group damage, and that would be aggravating. Yeah, so Architect going through the Sanguis stuff, and the Gryffindors fucking up Paradeus units, which are hanging about the Sanguis ones for nefarious reasons. Yeehaw. Reveal your map. God damn it. Reveal your next one, rather. Clown unlocked. All I know is 7. God damn. Flarby. Activate the elevator once. Alright. Depending on how close these are. A shield, like a shield submachine gun team could do that. But I don't have one set up at the moment, so hopefully this thing will just fuck off. Like so. Let's be in. Hopefully the lift should just activate when I step on it regardless of AP. I'm a bit nervous. Yeah, okay. It should be fine. It should be fine. Maybe. I do like this though. It is. They do, like, a lot of maps do a good job of directly converting what you're doing in the story to like the gameplay sequence. Like, you know, the fighting off like forces, like in Shadow Connection, you had like the train set up to like fight off fights whenever you're said to be in them. Isimura had like, you know, suppressing the flow of zombies through the wall and stuff. You had to blow up rubble because you're in like ruined buildings and shit. But like more than most, this has a better feel to it. Like, I know the story scenes are there and they'll likely go over it all too. But I do really like how it is just you know, you can just chain all the gameplay version together, so it's like you're just seeing it done, like the infiltration into the zone, the two sides of bait engager of architect and investigating the zone they had to investigate here. Yep. Stuff like that, it's pretty neat. Still shows us this, but fortunately we don't have to care about that floor anymore. It's just nice. It's like it just. It's like sometimes the game gets a bit abstractive, like what you're doing in the map. Kind of, but like sometimes it does like align extremely well or perfectly with the story, and sometimes it doesn't. Usually because a map will be like extending a fight or something a bit to give you more gameplay maps. This feels one-to-one-ish in a very natural way, but sometimes the game isn't. It's like the best executed form of what it usually tries to do, basically. So far, anyway. It's quite fun. Pardon me. Oh, no, this is it. Now, seeing this jump, like, most of it can be inferred to this point. It'd probably be more detailed in the story bits. Jumping into a neural zone is very much like, okay, I should have been watching along at the same time. Rescue an M16 fragment. I'll have to wave between these a lot better than I have been. Here's the fragment we rescue. When in doubt, you see a radar on a day map, you go towards that. I should dig out Thompson or MP5 mod 3 and like get them ready, because I'm seeing a lot of opportunities for fighting red beans. I should probably be taking. Actually, if I remember right, Thompson is on one of my echelons already, so it's just taking that team off of logistics. And then also, you know, hoping that The red bean divisions are lined up close enough. Yeah, they're close enough that she could bust them. So yeah, they could be busted. There we go. That's not ideal. At least only one thing can hit her there. And hasn't actually done it. Excellent. The enemy Jaguar launchers, compared to the ones you can make, is just like, oh, that's tragic. Suppose therein lies the rub. It's getting up to that heliport. Yeah, we have a straight run. Well, actually, no, we don't. Almost a straight run. We could spawn one of them to help if needed. Yeah, he's the last move to spawn one of them. And because it's Alchemist, she can already step out. Given that they let you do that, like circumvent like restrictions on one by permitting you to summon a team from another, it is very like, this does feel like very weird trying to sell you on this sort of thing. Alchemist would not be a good pick for fighting red beans, because they explode on contact and her thing is melee range, so she'd run up to them and then just fucking die. Because there's two of them, and they explode nasty. Keep forgetting myself. She can fight in these. It's just I have to remember to hit charge or destroy. Alright. Just need one of these to make a gap. And there we go. Probably took longer than 10. No, 10 turns. You've got breathing room. Thank you, extra step. Thank you, free step. Saving me from myself. Time and again. Growling Frostwood. Game crashed. That was going to happen sooner or later, but you know, still. If I forget myself, and I should remember that the fucking memory link is still there. I don't think it's really gotten any better. If it has, it's only marginally. What am I doing? Yes. Brain turned off for a moment. It goes musing like, it's only a split second, and the only things sitting there are like fucking Girls Frontline, what is it? Girls Frontline, Mahjong Soul, I think, is sitting on my page. It's just some of the games I have sitting out. Like, if Blue Archive's still sitting there, I haven't played that in a while. I just haven't deleted it yet. It's just promising, and I really do like its art style, character designs, and all that. Like, really good in that regard. Presentation fucking top notch. But a game that can be autoed that hard is just kind of like you lose me. After a point, is that, and also progression is like the amount of AP you spend, like your stamina you spend to enter a stage, is the exact amount of player experience points you get back. Player experience points determines like the max level cap of your characters, like it's 1-to-1, and you only get so much stamina even with all the handouts they give you like every day and week, such that your progress is actually not that fast as you go through. Maybe that changes like a bunch of event handouts because they're doing events and shit. I don't know. But basically, by burning currency on EXP refills, you're not leveling at all fast. And I hate doing that if I can help it. A game that kind of forces it the way that does. If you want to like make progress comfortably at a particular speed before you start more overtly hitting walls where your characters just can't handle it. Your students can't handle it in that case. It's just like, doesn't feel good. Don't like it. Not good. Doesn't feel good. I just wish it let me progress faster, and I wish it let me, it didn't get me as much either. Was my issue. If EXP game was faster, I would have less an issue with Blue Archive, basically. But it's not, so I just peeled off and faded from it. Reach the indicated location. Simple enough. Okay, we can deploy extras, mainly doing that just for, fucking AP reasons. That's a lot. That actually would have hurt like fuck if they could hit. Especially if you didn't have like the high tier dolls. High spectre dolls, like fully leveled kitted dolls, because that would have fucking sucked. Yeah, it's open. Please free me. There we go. And we side up through. Yeah, I can feel the nose spray wearing right a bit. It sounds a bit more nasally or a bit more sniffly, that's that. Got one on prescription because like fuck, I hate rhinitis, I hate post-nasal drip, it's so bad. And it is good at suppressing it, but it says to use it in the morning when I wake up, which, I am clogged in the morning. But I was before, like the last one I was using, which I don't think was a prescription one to be fair, I was using at night, like before I went to sleep, so that way I'd be clear at night and wouldn't be having these issues. Be using it before bed, basically. It's not. It's working. Like it's keeping me like perfectly fine during the day, but maybe it's when I use it in the morning. I guess because I'm up like a certain time, like earlier than usual. It'll wear off earlier than usual. I was up earlier today, because Luigi jumped on me looking to be fed because he woke up earlier than usual.
変わるね。虫けらが安心してよ。一瞬で殺してあげるから
Pardon me.
何の痛みも
Sorry.
感じないよ。
Getting lost in the sauce and think this is water. I should say. Getting lost in the sauce and musing about things.
指揮官、引き取ってくれてありがとうございます。美味しいパン焼いて頑張り
Oh,
ます。
this is 10. Fuck me. How many levels does this one have? Fucking Jesus. Oh, good. Oh, rescue architect.
自らの価値は自らの手で証明する。
Pardon me. Shuffling. I guess this is meant to be like a, don't touch this squad, it will fuck you up, but,
戦闘口を回しな
you know, it's normal difficulty.
一瞬で殺してあげるからな。
Normal difficulty in early event, I should specify. Like, the later levels will usually, hello Luigi, by other events will get spicy even on normal towards the very end. In Shadow's Connection case, they were horrific even on normal. Okay, we're gonna have to punch straight through.
タリホ、
Don't. Oh, he's trying it anyway. You can't get up on top of that at the moment. No. No. You can't get around the keyboard and there's a controller also sitting there. Don't do it. He's trying. Oh, he did it. If you try and climb on anything else or knock anything over, I'm going to have to pick you up and hold you for a bit. And then you'll be like, oh no. Can't rescue because of no AP, so, you know. I really should have. Well, it doesn't really have a spare turn to do anything on, to be fair. I wonder if Gator's in one of these lines and I just got lucky. Alright. It's now I'm going longer than I expected to. It's now just shy of midnight. I don't know, Luigi. He's just sitting here like a wee nugget.
当ててみましょうか。その顔じゃ仕事の話ではないのね。
Rosa, which as of GFL2, basically canon wife. They've all but explicitly said it at this point. That's a good fucking haul. Really, I kind of hold on to these basically just for event fairies more than anything because they're okay, but they're not that helpful for regular fairies. Like early tiers, they're useful because they're a solid 100, so they can like get a 1-star fairy to 2 stars instantly, even if it's a regular one. Event ones have lower requirements, so these matter a lot more to them. Like you basically only need like 5 of these to max a event fairy versus like fucking 30 or whatever it is for regular ones. It's nightmarish. I forgot to put. Well, actually, I can put Arrow in the night as well because I'm winding down for the night. Back to training. Time limited event. Not that either. Well, this time limited event, not the other one. 75. Is it 75 a day? I think it's 75 a day. So I'm not getting any more from level clear, so it would have to be. It's a bit annoying, which means there's going to be some left over if it doesn't let me open all of them up. What could this do? I'll probably just hold on next time. Well, maybe not next time, but the time after. And just open them all, like in batches of 150. Like, it doesn't seem that valuable, but honestly, like, fun as like the decorations and stuff are, you only really need one of each, honestly, unless you want to have like mad shark fun, I guess. And I have every Tito there except for the new one, Ogpara, who's the special one, guaranteed. For just playing the event enough. Although getting another LTLX would be very nice because she's incredibly strong. But beyond that, like, I have everyone here, so honestly just getting resources, especially fucking calibration tickets, is actually a lot nicer. They aim in like Hawk data so I can continue maxing out the Hawk. The newest one, like the fucking new RPG squad from Theaters 5 and 6, they are like 8.5 star out of 10. So almost, like, I have almost enough to get them to 9 star. And then, you know, it's like 60 chunks after that, so it's all the extra data I can get is very welcome. I love that Manticores and Sanguis units appear around the base, but that does include like the giant machines like Manticores. Cleena just doing her work as a Manticore, just struts about just, you know, casually. It's great. People having chats with Manticores. Getting rid of the notice, it pops back up at midnight my time. Which means they're aware that this is midnight my time and the day is rolled over, I guess. But, you know, like, fucking why? We're keeping Dignic to put the notice up at like fucking server reset time. Pests. Such pests. Whatever. That's GFL Dual Randomness. Yeah. It's like curiously arranged. Not like it takes a moment to like get used to like how it's laid out. It's like a more. It's kind of like what they did with Isomer, where you had to like. Was it Isomer? I think it was Isomer. We had to like play fights and levels and stuff just to get enough intel to progress, but you didn't. Unless you wanted to see the entire story, like there were nodes you could skip on the way to the end. I don't know why you would, because there's also rewards behind even story ones, but you know, you could. Which VA 1.1 had the same system actually. That would have, so you, yeah, that would have been before this, but VA 1.1 I think predated even polarized light on CN. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Whatever. My mind wanders. I'm getting stuffy, so I'm gonna just close up now so I can like blow my nose in peace. I was like, I can hear it. I can hear it getting worse. I can hear it getting all having to be like through my nose. But more through my mouth, but you know what I mean. I don't know if it comes across in my speech that much, but I can feel it and hear it, and that makes me paranoid. That others can. Whatever. Anyway, yes, Dual Randomness. I'm intending to be on tomorrow as well. I'm expecting this to be like 3 streams. It might end up being 4, just because just how it will go. It might be that long. It is the longest event so far, and it has lots of stuff in it. Certainly lots of writing, seems like. So we will get there. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Again, like the structure is a bit curious, and I don't know, on like the glitch we seem to have where the normal stuff isn't splitting properly sometimes. I say sometimes. A lot of the time, the most recent normal map just doesn't open, and you have to like leave and come back in to make it appear, or hope it just appears after a bit. Doesn't really help. But hey, thinking on it, I say like the ranking map didn't appear at the start before, but I'm pretty sure actually Polarized Light unlocks its ranking map very early. I think actually so did Shattered Connection. No, Shattered Connection had it at the end. The Polarized Light, I'm pretty sure. Eastman had it at the end. Once before Eastman had it at the end. I'm pretty sure Shattered Connection had it at the end, and Polarized Light opens its ranking map very early. And this one gives it to you instantly. I guess because it's completely detached from the story, and it's just a weird time. Performing in this ranking is going to be interesting because a lot of the high-end players, like the hardcore tryhards who know everything and have perfected this shit on past servers, or have just stopped playing GFL entirely. Either moving on to like NeuroCloud on CN, or just Final Fantasy 14 and whatever else, or just life. So, provided like a lot of them have done the Exodus, it might actually climb up the rankings. But that depends how well I can do without any ranking guide on a ranking that seems like it needs it just for getting around. Never mind, like, knowing what you can and can't fight. I'm killing shit perfectly fine, and I have access to Sanguis units, so it doesn't seem to matter. But... yeah. Things to consider. Anyway, thank you for watching, and good night. I'm gonna stop waffling and then go empty everything, really.